Okay, so this video here is to show you guys how to put the actual song that you started working on into what we call song mode. Okay, that's what this video is for. So when you first open the machine, you're in what we call ideas mode. So when you see these two things right here, that means you are in ideas mode. You're just creating ideas. All right. Now I'm going to set my tempo, which if you remember, you hit the tempo button and then you turn your 4D knob and you're looking at this first screen at the number change to see what tempo you want. Also on your software, right up here where my mouse is, you'll see the numbers changing too. So I'm going to go with a good, let's go 90, okay? After you've done that, on your hardware, you hit the tempo button to lock it in and you are there, all right? So let's hear what it sounds like. So remember, that high pitch that comes in first, that's beat one, okay? Remember, there's 4 beats in a bar. So let's record something. To record, we hold the shift button, and then we hit the record button. It's gonna give us 4 beats. And then after those 4 beats, you gotta play. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once you're done with that, you hit the record button to make sure it loops itself. So now when we hit restart, now, if you don't like what you've done, all you have to do is hold the shift button right here and then hit pad number 1 to undo it. All right, and now I can record something different. Shift, record. All right, once you've recorded everything, the next thing you need to do is be able to go to events, which is right next to pad 9, press it. On your first screen, you're gonna see select. You hit the white button that's right above it. You press the 2 pads that you have actually done. Hold shift, hit pad number 5. And it automatically shifts everything to where it needs to be, okay? Now, let's say I have that particular option there. I'm gonna take off events. I have this sitting here. This is what we currently have right now. I'm going to now put it into song mode. And here's how we do it. We go and we hit the scene button, which is right next to pad 13, right here. Scene. And then on your first screen, you're going to see the word append. Okay? You hit that white button that's right above append, and it's going to make all your colors go away. You're just going to have the first pad that you played with. All right? Now, when you hit this pad, you only hit one time. One time, that's it. If you hit it more than once, you're gonna have a problem. So you hit it one time. After you've done that, you hold shift and you hit scene again. And then after you've done that, you press this pad one more time. And you are in song mode. Okay? You're officially in song mode. And when you go into song mode, it should flip to look like this now, where you have all of the measures and the bars at the top, and you have your scene 1 right here. Now, usually scene 1 has everything in it. So normally what I do is I relabel scene 1 as hook. And all you have to do is using your mouse, you double click and you type in what you want. Then after that, you go to that pattern that's right underneath it, you double click that, and you name it the same as the scene, all right? That is the first step into putting it into song mode, okay? Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to start the process of putting different patterns and different scenes in. So over on your left screen, you see the word duplicate, okay? Duplicate. Hit the white button that's right above it. So anything on these screens, whatever white button is above it, that is what you use to select it, okay? So we're gonna hit duplicate. Now, when we duplicate this particular deal, let's say we added in something on this. Let's say we added in, let's add in some hi-hats, okay? So I'm gonna go to note repeat. I'm gonna show you about note repeat later. We're just gonna add that in. So shift, record, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when you do note repeat, you don't have to quantize anything, okay? It's gonna automatically do it. Now notice, this hook over here that says hook with a parentheses 1, that right there is there and it has the same pattern. If I go over here, same pattern. So if I was to, let's say, go in and highlight these and kill these off, guess what? It killed it off over here too, because it's the same pattern, all right? Now I'm going to once again hold shift on my hardware and hit undo to bring that back. I'm going to show you how you can make it to where you can make changes on one scene and it doesn't affect the other. So we're going to go to our second scene that's right here. I'm going to go there and we're going to hit the scene button on here till we see our scenes. So although you have these two scenes up here, they're also showing right here, which means they're part of these pads. So right now we're on scene 2, scene 1, scene 2, okay? Now with this, we're going to go to this left screen and where it says the word unique, we're going to hit that button right above it. And now you'll see that this hook 1 also has a parentheses next to it with the number 1, all right? Now we can go in and literally take off these guys again. We can kill those off. And now it does not affect what's over here. So if this is your hook, and let's say you wanted this to be your verse, all you do is double click, type in verse, double click here, type in verse, and now you have a different hook and verse combination that's happening. Scene 1 that you had there is now your hook, and this is your verse, okay? They're different from each other, all right? Now, another thing that you want to notice is that although you have your scenes that happen to have what you're looking for as far as parts of the song, there's also patterns. So if you hit the pattern button, the patterns show you this part, okay? So you can have a scene that has a different pattern than what it is named. So if I was to go here and put the verse pattern here, notice it changes it to verse and my guys went away. But I can put it back on hook and it's back there. That's why we name these, all right? So let's say I wanted to have the hook come back after the verse. Well, all I have to do is go to scene, hit duplicate again, and then when I do that, you'll see that there's going to be a number there. Right now it says position number 2. You can't see it that well, but that's what it currently says. If we turn this first knob to the right, now you see that the hook is currently at the end of the verse. So now it goes hook, verse, hook. And if we take this right here and expand, so we can expand to where it loops everything, we can hit restart and it'll go through the motions. So remember, that's the second part of the verse, where the verse coming in. And now it's gonna go back to the hook. Okay? That is how that functions. Okay, very, very easy, very simple. So once you get your hook and everything going, so you want to put everything into your first scene. Okay, anything that you want to do, just load it up with everything that you want to have done. And then after you do that, you can then duplicate it, unique it, and change things in order to get something different in your verse. Okay. And then after you do that, you can go to duplicate on the hook again and be able to bring it over to the end of the verse. So let's say we built out a full song. Right now, I got a verse that's here and I got a hook coming right after it, right? Got a verse and I got a hook coming right after it. I'm going to hit duplicate again, and I'm going to turn this bad boy over here to where I got another verse coming in. And then I'm going to go back to this hook that's right here, duplicate, put it all the way to the end by using this first knob to turn it. And now I literally have hook, verse, hook, verse, hook. And that's pretty much a song. And if I want to play them all together, I can press this pad, that's the last one, then press the first one while I'm in scene mode. It'll highlight everybody, and I can play it all together. And it's just that simple. It's just that simple, okay? So, for you guys who have been struggling as far as getting everything into song mode, this is how you do it. This is how you go into song mode. So to recap, you start off in ideas mode. And then after once you're in ideas mode, once you're here, you hit the scene button. After you hit scene, you then, sorry, can't see that. Okay, you hit the scene button. After you hit the scene button, you hit append. After you hit append, you hit the pad. Then you hold shift, hit scene again, hit that pad one more time, and you're in song mode. Okay, very, very simple. Make sure you answer the questions correctly, and you guys have a good one.